when beauty turns dangerous. Gardening has always been a source of peace, a way to stay active, nurture life, and connect with nature. For many, the garden is a sanctuary of health and happiness. But what if the plants you lovingly water every morning could actually harm you, your pets, or even your grandchildren? According to the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, 2023, nearly 60,000 cases of plant-related poisonings are reported in the United States each year, many from ordinary backyard gardens. Older gardeners face unique risks: slower immune recovery, thinner skin, and more time spent among plants that may carry silent toxins. Take the case of a retired couple in Arizona. They planted rhubarb beside their herbs, never realizing its glossy leaves contained oxalic acid. One sunny afternoon, their grandson mistook them for lettuce. Within minutes, he was rushed to the ER, poisoned by a plant that looked perfectly harmless. Before you plant another seed, let's uncover 10 common crops that are beautiful to grow, but dangerously deceptive to keep. Crop number 1, castor bean. At first glance, the castor bean looks like something out of a tropical paradise. Its red stems and broad, star-shaped leaves give any garden a bold, exotic touch. Many homeowners plant it as a showpiece, unaware that they've invited one of nature's deadliest toxins into their backyard. Hidden inside those glossy seeds is ricin, a compound so lethal that even a few crushed seeds can be fatal to a child or pet. According to the USDA Poisonous Plant Research Laboratory, 2023, ricin blocks the body's ability to produce proteins, leading to rapid organ failure if ingested. Even simple contact with the sap can irritate the skin or eyes. Safety guide: never plant castor beans near children's play areas or pet zones. Always wear gloves and long sleeves when pruning or removing pods. Dispose of seeds and plant debris in seal bags. Never compost them. Prefer safe tropical alternatives like canna lilies or elephant ears. For seniors who garden for peace, the castor bean offers stress, not serenity. It's a plant better admired from afar, proof that not all beauty belongs in a backyard. If the castor bean hides danger in its seeds, the next crop hides it in its leaves, a beloved pie ingredient with a surprisingly dark secret. Crop number 2, rhubarb. Few plants capture spring like rhubarb. Those crimson stalks baked into warm pies or simmered into sweet tart jams. But for all its wholesome charm, rhubarb carries a warning hidden in plain sight. Its large, glossy leaves aren't just inedible, they're toxic. According to Cornell Cooperative Extension, 2022, rhubarb leaves contain oxalic acid and anthraquinone glycosides, compounds that can trigger nausea, vomiting, and in high doses, kidney failure. The stalks are perfectly safe once trimmed, but confusion at harvest time can be dangerous, especially for children or pets. Safety tips: always remove leaves before bringing stalks indoors. Dispose of leaves immediately. Never compost them, as toxins can linger. Clearly label rhubarb plants so guests and helpers know only the stalks are edible. Rinse stalks thoroughly and store separately from other produce. A little caution goes a long way. Garden wisdom isn't just about growing. It's about knowing, recognizing which parts feed and which parts harm. For generations, rhubarb has been a symbol of homegrown comfort, but it also reminds us that even familiar plants demand respect. But not every danger hides in the leaves above ground. Some grow quietly beneath the soil, in one of America's most beloved comfort foods. Crop number 3, potatoes. Few foods feel more American than potatoes. From mashed to fried, they've comforted families for generations, even feeding soldiers and civilians alike during World War II rationing. But this humble hero hides a quiet danger beneath the soil. According to the University of Maine Agricultural Safety Study, 2023, when potatoes are exposed to sunlight or stored in warm, bright spaces, they develop solanine, a natural defense chemical meant to deter insects. For humans, though, it can cause nausea, confusion, and headaches. The telltale sign? That greenish tint on the skin or the sprouting of eyes. Safety tips: keep growing tubers well covered with soil or mulch. Discard any potatoes that are green, bitter-tasting, or sprouted. Store in a cool, dark place under 55 degrees Fahrenheit, not the refrigerator. Never eat potato leaves, stems, or vines. They're not edible. For older gardeners who treasure each harvest, recognizing these signs of green danger keeps both history and health safe. Potatoes remain one of nature's best comfort foods, as long as you let the light feed your spirit, not your tubers. Potatoes can turn toxic by accident, but the next plant is born dangerous from root to flower, a southern beauty with a deadly secret. Crop number 4, oleander. Drive through neighborhoods in Florida or Texas, and you'll see oleander hedges blazing with pink, white, or crimson blooms. Their lush, evergreen leaves offer privacy and color all year long. But this iconic southern shrub is one of the most poisonous plants you can grow. According to the National Institute of Environmental Health Sciences, 2023, every part of the oleander, from leaf to blossom, contains cardiac glycosides, the same compounds used in heart medications, but at doses that can stop the heart entirely. Just a single leaf can harm a child or small pet. Even smoke from burning clippings can irritate the lungs and cause poisoning. Safety tips: never burn or compost oleander debris. Always wear gloves, long sleeves, and eye protection when pruning. Avoid planting near patios, play spaces, or pet areas. For safer alternatives, try bottle brush, native hibiscus, or Texas sage. Oleander proves a timeless truth. Beauty without awareness can become a silent threat. To garden wisely is to balance admiration with respect, to know when a plant belongs outside the garden gate. If oleander poisons through touch, the next plant deceives through history. A wildflower once blamed for a deadly mystery that haunted America's frontier. Crop number 5, white snakeroot. In the early 1800s, settlers in Kentucky were struck by a strange illness, fatigue, trembling, and death that came without warning. They called it milk sickness. For years, no one knew the cause until scientists discovered the culprit, white snakeroot. This unassuming native wildflower contains trematol, a neurotoxin that poisons both livestock and humans. When cows graze on it, the toxin passes into their milk, a tragedy that claimed hundreds of lives, including, some historians believe, Abraham Lincoln's mother. The USDA Forest Service Toxic Plant Database, 2023, still lists white snakeroot among the top hazards for mixed-use gardens and pastures. Safety tips: identify its opposite leaves and flat clusters of white flowers. Pull roots completely and dispose of plants in sealed trash bags. Never compost or mulch it. Toxins persist. Keep it far from edible beds, grazing areas, and compost piles. White snakeroot is a haunting reminder that what sustains us can also harm us. For gardeners, knowledge is more powerful than curiosity, and safety more valuable than surprise. From weeds that poison milk to roots that threaten families. Our next plant is a tropical staple that must be handled with care before it ever reaches the table. Crop number 6, cassava. Cassava, also called yucca, has kept millions alive across Africa, Asia, and Latin America. In tropical climates, it's a dependable staple, growing where few other crops survive. Yet beneath its gift of sustenance lies a danger invisible to the eye. Raw cassava roots and leaves contain cyanogenic glycosides, compounds that release hydrogen cyanide when chewed or undercooked. According to the Harvard Public Health Nutrition Review, 2023, improper preparation of cassava remains a leading cause of chronic cyanide poisoning in developing regions. Even a small raw bite can be harmful, especially to children. Safe preparation. Peel roots deeply to remove the outer pinkish skin where toxins concentrate. Boil in plenty of water for at least 20 minutes, then discard the cooking water. Never eat raw roots, chips, or leaves. Label clearly if planted near other root crops like potatoes or sweet potatoes. Cassava offers nourishment only to those who treat it with respect. It's a humbling reminder that even the plants that feed us most generously still demand patience, knowledge, and care. Cassava must be cooked to survive, but the next danger hides not in the field, but in your pantry, waiting for the wrong recipe. Crop number 7, red kidney beans. Few meals feel more comforting than a hearty bowl of chili. Red kidney beans are a pantry essential across America. Protein-rich, inexpensive, and delicious. Yet, when handled carelessly, this kitchen staple can turn toxic. According to the FDA Food Safety Bulletin, 2023, raw or undercooked kidney beans contain phytohemagglutinin, a lectin that disrupts red blood cells and damages the digestive system. Just 4 or 5 improperly cooked beans can trigger severe nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea within hours. Safe cooking steps. Soak beans overnight in fresh water, then discard the soaking liquid. Boil vigorously for at least 10 minutes before simmering. Never place raw or soaked beans directly into a slow cooker. It won't reach temperatures high enough to neutralize the toxin. Label stored beans clearly and keep them away from children and pets. Cooking, after all, is chemistry, and tradition is often rooted in safety. When our grandparents insisted on boiling beans hard before adding them to the pot, they weren't just improving flavor, they were protecting their families. Beans can betray the careless, but the next danger grows wild, cloaked in beauty and legend. A plant with a saint's name and a killer's nature. Crop number 8, monkshood. In the soft light of spring, monkshood looks almost sacred, tall spires of deep violet or indigo that bring elegance to any cottage garden. But behind that beauty lies one of nature's most potent neurotoxins, also known as wolfsbane. The same plant once coated ancient spear tips for hunting. According to the American Botanical Society, 2023, monkshood contains aconitine, a powerful toxin that can be absorbed through the skin. Even a light touch of its sap can cause tingling, numbness, or heart irregularities. Ingesting even a small amount can be fatal. Safety tips. Always wear gloves, long sleeves, and closed shoes when planting or pruning. Never use monkshood in floral bouquets or near food preparation areas. Dispose of all trimmings in sealed bags. Never compost them. For similar beauty without the danger, grow larkspur or veronica. Monkshood reminds gardeners that danger often disguises itself in beauty. True mastery in gardening isn't just about nurturing life. It's about knowing when to keep a respectful distance. If monkshood kills through touch, the next plant strikes through misunderstanding. A superfood that's only safe for some. Crop number 9, fava beans. In many Mediterranean kitchens, fava beans symbolize comfort and tradition, stewed with olive oil, tossed in salads, or served fresh from the pod. But for some, this ancient food can trigger a dangerous reaction. The National Institutes of Health Genetics Study, 2023, reports that people with G6PD deficiency, a hereditary enzyme condition, can suffer from favism, a reaction where red blood cells break down rapidly after exposure to fava beans, or even their pollen. Symptoms include fatigue, jaundice, shortness of breath, and, in severe cases, anemia requiring medical attention. Safety tips. Avoid growing fava beans if anyone in your household has G6PD deficiency. Always cook beans thoroughly. Boiling reduces natural toxins. Keep pets and children away during flowering when pollen levels are high. Fava beans are a reminder that even the healthiest foods can harm the wrong person. Proof that gardening safely begins with understanding not just your soil, but your own biology. From genes to gardens, danger can wear many faces. The final crop on our list shows how ancient myths still bloom in a flower that can stop a heart. Crop number 10, foxglove. Foxglove's towering spires once graced English royal gardens and American cottage borders alike. Its speckled, bell-shaped blooms attract bees and admiration in equal measure. Yet this beloved flower hides a deadly compound, digitalis, the same chemical used in heart medicine, but far too potent in its natural form. According to the Johns Hopkins Cardiac Toxicology Unit, 2022, ingestion of even a small amount of foxglove leaves or flowers can cause nausea, vomiting, and dangerous heart rhythm changes, sometimes leading to cardiac arrest. Pets and children are especially at risk, drawn to the plant's height and color. Safety tips. Label foxglove clearly and plant it away from herbs or vegetables. Always wear gloves when pruning or deadheading. Remove and bag seed heads securely. Self-seeded plants can reappear where least expected. Safer substitutes include snapdragons or penstemon. Foxglove is breathtaking in every sense of the word. It reminds us that awe and caution must share the same garden bed. For older gardeners, wisdom means not just knowing what grows, but what must be handled with reverence. Now that you've met nature's most dangerous neighbors, what do science and wisdom say about keeping your garden and your loved ones truly safe? Why some plants turn deadly? Every plant tells a story, and some tell it through chemistry. The same natural compounds that protect them in the wild can, in our hands, turn dangerous. The USDA Toxic Plant Study, 2023, found that over 40% of garden poisonings in the U.S. involve ornamental or edible plants that homeowners simply misidentified as safe. Beauty and familiarity often make danger invisible. According to the University of California Horticultural Safety Research, 2022, most toxic compounds exist for survival, to repel insects, resist drought, or keep grazing animals away. When humans plant, prune, or taste without understanding that defense system, accidents happen. The Harvard Public Health Report, 2023, adds that older adults are particularly vulnerable. Slower metabolism, thinner skin, and reduced detoxification make even mild plant toxins more potent. Yet gloves, labeling, and education reduce these risks dramatically, by as much as 80%. The lesson is clear. Dangerous plants aren't evil. They're misunderstood. The real threat isn't what grows in the garden, but what we don't know about it. So how can we balance beauty, bounty, and safety, especially as we age? The answer lies not in fear, but in mindful gardening. These 10 plants, from rhubarb and potatoes to oleander and monkshood, remind us that nature's beauty often comes with warnings. True gardening wisdom isn't about avoiding risk. It's about understanding it. Awareness, not fear, is what separates a cautious gardener from a careless one. According to the American Gardening Association, 2023, senior gardeners who practice mindful, informed gardening report 35% lower stress levels and higher overall life satisfaction. Safety doesn't limit joy. It expands it, replacing worry with confidence and curiosity with care. So next time you dig your hands into the soil, pause for a moment of gratitude and awareness. Not every leaf that shines is friendly, but every plant can be respected. A garden built on knowledge becomes more than a hobby. It becomes a sanctuary. Grow wisely, love deeply, and let your garden be a place of healing, not hazard.